All right, so the first thing that we're going to do to begin our presentation is to open up the software that we're using, which is PowerPoint. So if you go to, usually it's in all programs and Microsoft Office and then PowerPoint. So I'll leave that up for a second. Now, if you're extremely good at some other type of presentation software like Keynote or Google, I don't really care for Google Docs personally, but if you're really good with that, you can use that if you don't have access to PowerPoint. But everybody should be using PowerPoint right now. So we'll click on that, should open it up. And we start off with a blank file here. And then first thing I like to do is just kind of pick a design just to kind of give us a look and feel for the software for our presentation. So you can see they have these sort of pre-made, what they call themes. And if I hover my mouse over, it shows me what the different themes look like. And there's a whole bunch of them here. You can see I can scroll through all these different themes. So I kind of like this one. So this is my first slide. This is what we call our title slide. And this is where we will have our title. So everyone with me so far? Maria, getting this okay? So I'm going to say my project was to design a human-powered helicopter. You put your name there. So I've got my title, and then just in the subtitle, put your name. So we're done with our title slide. That easy. Looks good. So now we're ready to add another slide. And we do that by right-clicking in this area over here. This has thumbnails of all of the slides that we've created so far, which right now is only our title slide. So I'm just going to hit here, right-click, and then click on New Slide. Easiest way to do that. And you'll notice this slide is a content slide, meaning it's a little bit different format. So we had our title slide, which had this kind of normal portion here on the bottom with our title and subheading. This is a little different. We're going to have our title here at the top and then our content here in the middle. So our first slide is about, I want you to say a little bit about yourself. So, just kind of check in, say something interesting about yourself that happened this year, what your plans are for the summer, what your plans are for next year, longer term plans, kind of career, what you want to pursue. So just kind of bring us up to date on everything we want to know about you. So the thing about slides is this isn't a script. So a script is word for word of everything that you're going to say. The purpose of a presentation and for a PowerPoint slide is really what we call bullet point. So you could just say about me and then say, something about this year. Sorry, a bug was just bothering me here. So this year, anything that you accomplished. So, say you, did extremely well at a bake sale, or got a high GPA, or maybe this year you had perfect attendance. So I'm not saying word for word everything that I'm doing. I'm just kind of bullet pointing what we did here. Bullet. And then by hitting enter, it's going to give us another little bullet. And then, this summer, we're going to, maybe you're going to visit Vegas. Tennis at, maybe you're going to take a tennis class at Cabrillo for the summer. Just whatever your summer plans are. So you can see I'm not doing word for word everything I'm going to say. I'm just kind of doing bullet points. And then next year, so you attend next year, going to attend Cabrillo's engineering program. And then so you're planning on going to Cabrillo and then maybe transferring. Once you've gone to Cabrillo for a couple of years, you qualify for the UC system. So you'll transfer there, maybe become a landscape engineer is your goal. And I've decided I don't like the formatting on this, so So these are all just called bullets. So we've got kind of our main bullets with some little subheadings. And we're now done with our About Me slide. Now I'm going to add another slide, and this one is going to be project proposal. So a lot of you kind of changed your projects as we were going along. I don't think anybody really has the same project today as they originally envisioned. So obviously some things changed, and that's okay. Things obviously evolve. So start off just by talking about what your original project was, and then how it kind of modified into whatever you'll be presenting on today. So, say originally I was thinking of creating a human-powered airplane. That was going to be my original design, but once I started doing research, I realized it's already been done before. Many of you might have seen the Gossamer Condor, a bicycle-powered airplane, flew across the English Channel. It's pretty cool. But there is I believe, $300,000 or $400,000 prize for the first person that can design a human-powered helicopter. So I decided that is what I will pursue. I think it might be up to $500,000.
Oh, it's behind my back.
Yeah, I'm sure John will get right on it. So then I want you to say a little bit something about why you chose your project. So I've always been passionate about flying and aviation. So I'm going to say I enjoy aviation. So all of you pick something for some reason, whether you thought it was going to be a challenge or you've always had an interest in homes if you're designing a home, or that it might be fun to create a cool house. So just talk a little bit about why you chose the project. Then after your project proposal,
Are we gonna have to talk or something?
yes.
We're writing everything down.
So you shouldn't be writing a script. All you're doing is writing bullet points to kind of help jog your memory on what to say. That way you don't have to have a speech memorized. But you should be able to, you basically will talk, and as you're talking, you'll be advancing your slides. So we're going to do another slide after our project proposal, which will be project implementation. So this is, you had your project plan and how your plan worked, basically. So start out with research, right? So all of you start off with research, mostly. So for my research for my human-powered helicopter, I search the internet for images and drawings that other people have done. I also watched YouTube videos of competitions. And on YouTube, there's a bunch of videos of really huge, elaborate human-powered helicopters falling apart as they are trying to get off the ground. Then I would expect after your research, you started the design portion of your project. So you can talk about just how your design went, any changes that you made as you're going along, how your project evolved, just something about what you did for your design. And then after your design, all of you should have some kind of output that you're doing, whether it's something that you're printing or rendering, but you can just talk a little bit about that. So output is what the kind of end result was. So you, output is, so created some renderings of your final design. Now, your next slides after this should probably be something of your project. So if you have a rendering or something that you want to submit, you can see there's these different icons. And there's this one here that looks like a picture, and you can insert picture from file. So you'll click on that and then just browse to whatever your picture is. We'll pretend that this was a picture of my helicopter. You can see you can do that.
Okay.
If you want, you can also, sometimes it looks a little better if we just make it bigger to fit up the whole screen
Can
here.
we use a lot of image, not only one?
No, I encourage you to use as many images.
Because I want to
As
do
you
like
want.
one image of the car,
Yeah.
one image of the car,
You
one
should.
image of the-
You absolutely should. So yeah, we can put together a lot of images. Images are great. People like to look at images. So there'll be more to our presentation than this, but this is kind of the basic outline. I'll add more as we get further along. But let's try and get this presentation going. Again, if any of you are struggling at all with this, let me know now. I don't want to call you up here on the day of your presentation and you have nothing prepared. So,
Can I present already?
okay. Any general questions, and I can go around and answer individual questions.